Hello there. In this video we are going to be implementing the Ascian teleport from Final Fantasy XIV. To show you some quick preview, I'm going to play what I have. So, it is very simple. Pressing the Q will show a decal on the floor to indicate where the player aims to teleport. If the distance gets out of range, then the decal turns purple, showing that the player can no longer teleport. While being in range, if I press left mouse button, then the player teleports, like this. The inspiration came from one of the dungeons in Endwalker. In here, while the player simply walks to dodge the attack, these two buddies use teleport to move around. And I thought, wow, that's convenient. But since they were not controlled by the player, I had to rearrange that into some sort of user-friendly feature. And for that, I decided to mix this with the player's ground targeting system. So to begin with, I'm going to make a new project. So this is the version that I'm using. Launch this. Games. Third person. Leave everything as it is. Name this teleport. Create project. Okay. So the next thing that we need to do is to set up our assets. So I'm going to make a new folder. Teleport. And make 3 different folder for sound, effect, and the UI. So the assets will be provided as a link in the description below, so please just download that and unzip the file and you'll have the same thing as me. So for the sound, I downloaded a file from Pixabay. It is free, so the link is also in the description. For the effect, I referred to a tutorial video from a guy called Unreal CG and tweaked some values to make the fade in, fade out effects. So the link is in the description as well. So if you want to check that out, that's fine by me. He makes some awesome Unreal effect tutorials. So if you want to learn that, his channel might be a great way to go. For the UI, I drew the decals myself using Photoshop. So I tried to emulate the decals from the actual game, but um, I don't think I did a good job at it. But so just feel free to use that. Enough talking. I'm gonna be start importing these. So for the sound, just drag and drop the sound file. For the UI, do the same thing. And for here, we need to make 2 materials. Selection E, selection D. So these are just image files, so like textures. So these are the ones that we're gonna use for the actual decals in the game. So just open that up. And we need to put the texture file in here. For D, I'm putting the purple one. So this is showing the range the player can actually go, and this is just to indicate that the player has just gone out of range. So like, hey, you can't do this. So change the material domain to deferred decal and change the blend mode to translucent. Plug in the base color as the RGB, alpha as an opacity. Save, and do the same for selection D, deferred decal, translucent, RGB, opacity. Save. So now we're all squared away as far as the UI and sound go. So for the effect, the assets are all are in the UAsset file extension. And if you simply just drag all these and drop them in here, it's not going to work. So I found the workaround like a couple days ago. It's really simple, but at the same time it's kind of stupid. What you need to do is go to the launcher, show in folder, navigate to the folder that we want our assets to be located in. So content, teleport, effect. So this is the folder that we just made to put all of our effect assets in, right? So go to VFX, shift, copy, paste. And if we go back, we have all of our assets imported, but there are still several things to be sorted out because as I move these in, all the settings are now unsaved and gone. So we need to plug in some assets within our materials. So let's go. We're going to do the materials first, and then we're gonna deal with the material instances. Smoke. Okay, so all these are missing out on one thing in common, which is this. It's really simple. Just plug in the PC hue, and it will come back to normal. Same thing as this. Plug in the PC hue. Plug in PC hue. Plug in PC hue. Close all that. So here I'm going to open up all the material instances. So one for black hole, the other three for the ring, and these two for the smoke. Okay. Save them. And we need to plug in these materials into this particle system. So this is the one that I have tweaked the values to make the shrinking effect from the original effect. So open this. Yes, same thing. Right now it doesn't have anything because all the materials have been dislodged. So for this one, black hole instance. For this one, smoke instance. For this one, smoke instance 1. For this one is ring instance. ring instance 1, ring instance 2. This one is dot. Okay, so everything is now set up, and we are now good to go as long as the assets go. So before we start programming, there's one more thing to be created, which is the user interface widget blueprint. This is going to be called ground target UI. What this will show is, it's just simple, is some text messages on the screen to show whether the player can or cannot teleport. So here I'm just going to make text block, just get enough size. Ground targeting mode. And the font, just leave it as it is. Shadow offset 3 by 3. Going to make this alpha as 1. And I'm going to make the color to look something like that. To the center. Anchor that to the top. Duplicate. And for this, it's going to be move mouse cursor to aim. It's gonna be a little bit smaller. Just give it a 20 or something. Anchor it to the top as well. And now the last one we're gonna make is the warning text. So just duplicate this at the bottom. I'm gonna give it like a 22. And the color is gonna change. For this one. This is just to warn the player that it can no longer teleport for somehow for some reason. Cannot use this skill now. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Anchor that to the top. And I'm going to make this a variable. I'll let you know later, because this is needed in order to switch on and off in terms of its visibility. And for now I'm going to make this hidden. So compile that, save. I hope you enjoyed what I had to offer. And if you did, please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials and other contents. If you have anything in mind that you want me to emulate next, please don't hesitate and leave a comment. Your inputs, thoughts, opinions, everything counts. Thank you so much and see you later.